Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 17 with Razor. That's me. We are on the Welker Farms map, and I would have recorded this last night or yesterday evening, but we had a thunderstorm come up, so I had to cut my computers off. Computer. I didn't have the second one on. But we're coming over here. I accidentally ran into this stuff and knocked it all over the place, but we have our fertilizer sprayer, and well, let me just show you. As you can see, they're in a light blue state. That means that they are in the first state of fertilization. We're going to try and get them as close as we can to the fully fertilized state before we reach harvest. I have it set to 3 days on the season length, so that after I get through fertilizing, I can speed up time, and we will hopefully be close to the time to harvest whenever it comes time for the next fertilization. So we're going to crank up the tractor, going to lock it into this course, and let me see. Excuse me. I want to make sure that I do it right. Let me see. I've unfolded it. Let me see. I want to lower it down. Turn on the sprayer. And away we go. I'm not really sure what raising it and lowering it does. Oops, that cruise control. So that's with the up. That's with the down. So the only thing I can see is that it slightly, just very, very slightly narrows the width of it on either side. Sorry about coughing. But it looks like that's pretty much it. Now you'll notice that we're at $42,170. I did sell some of the grain that we had in storage. It was the soybeans. They're all gone. We do have this field, either side of it. We have the other two fields that were sown into one, and then we have grass that's in the middle of this field that we can work on harvesting. I'm thinking about probably focusing on the grass for selling quickly, and then using the others to store up. As far as grass on this field, I think there's a decent amount of grass that if I use like a cheap mowing deck or two, I could probably take it out pretty quick. Mainly, as you can see, around the edges of the roads, things like that. Just make a quick trip around the map, I guess. Trip or two around the map, maybe take out those, and then come back by and pick them up before it gets messed up. Let's see, we have rain scheduled for today, which is not always the best, but, well, can't always be a perfect day, can it? That little beep is to let me know I'm getting close to the edge of the field. So, I'm gonna rotate that, extend it out. Oh, nope. Didn't extend it out fast enough. There we go. It's easier to move this one over. I say extend, but I mean move it over. There we go. And there we go. Doesn't look like we missed too much here. Yeah, it's good. Sorry about coughing. For some reason my throat's bothering me today, but I'll be okay. I'm pretty sure I can live through it. Sorry. Just apologizing to anybody that didn't want that to happen. Just joking. But yeah, this is looks like we're doing really good. Just fertilizing the fields is pretty much all we've got left for right now. That'll take up pretty much the whole video if I don't time lapse, and I'm not planning on time lapsing the videos, at least not for a while. I'm wanting to try and do these without the time lapse, so just see how the videos go that way. Okay, let's see. Can't position these over. I know I'm too far over to the left for this to work properly. But no worries. Luckily, I haven't had any complaints from the neighbors about me driving into their farm, so I'm going to keep doing it as long as I need to. Yay for me. Yeah, I know in real life that would definitely be a big no-no. So right now I'm just doing the perimeter around my fields. I do this so that if I ever have to switch it over to having the hired workers do this, they don't get stumped because they're not the brightest, and they'll end up either tangled up around something that they should never be near, or they'll end up stopping because there's something a mile away that, you know, keeps them from turning around because they're so horrible at it. So I try to make sure that there's an area around the field that gives them plenty of room to turn around whenever they need to with the equipment. Now I'm planning on doing these fields by myself. It is a long 7-mile-per-hour process. Yay. But yeah, I'm planning on doing these by myself. I just do this just in case. Also, it gives me a chance to use the GPS mod to have it turn for me just by coming over here and clicking on one of these, turning left or turning right over on the left hand side. This is this black box here, and the gray one above it are the boxes that come up for the excuse me, for the GPS mod. So those are the ones that I use. It's beeping because now this is the end of the field, so it's beeping to let me know I'm coming up to the end of it, and then we're going into the grass field. I really like having the field separated. The only thing is, I did make a slight mistake whenever I did this. I accidentally planted the same crop on both sides of the field. I had my friend here, and he and I were picking and joking, and I was not paying attention. I was not paying attention to what I was doing, and I planted the wrong crop on the other side of the field. So, well, I got a little bit more than what I was planning on. But it's okay. There's plenty of room to store it in the new silo that actually works on this map. You can barely see it off in the distance there. It's a white speck towards the center top of the screen right there. That's the silo. It doesn't even look like this is growing at all. Why isn't it being fertilized? Something's not right here. Did it not take? Yeah, soybeans here. It should be fertilizing it like it does the others. See what the growth is on this grass. Probably about 30. Oh, it's 100%. Cool. I can go ahead and start harvesting the grass soon. Come on, it takes forever. Okay. And this is barley. Okay, so I did get a separate crop. Maybe it's fields 21 and 22 that are the same. Let's see what this is. Doesn't say. Okay, so maybe I can't fertilize this yet, because maybe it was too soon. Let's come back over here. There we go. Just cut across the fields 21 and 22. See if they can be fertilized. If not, I'll just do the grass and this one over here, barley. There we go, lock it into that. That way I can go in a straight line. Doesn't get all squirrely on me. And apparently this cannot be fertilized yet. Okay, so there's that. Alright. So let's head on over here. We still have the perimeter around the other side to do. I'll go ahead and knock out the grass field, fertilizing it, because I did see that it was being fertilized. So we'll go ahead and knock it out. Once we get it knocked out, then we'll work on finishing the perimeter around this one. Oops. We got to do that. Okay. So we'll turn that. I'll just come over here and do this strip here. Pretty sure that's all grass that I can harvest. Don't know if this is actually going to do any good fertilizing it, but we'll see. then I should have that little partial strip there to go through. Then we'll be done with the grass side. So that's pretty much it. It's a little boring, but it does give us something to do in the fields. And it's something that really should be done to increase our production. Not really production, but amount of grain or produce that we get. It's actually, the way this works is actually pretty cool. It's kind of like real life. You fertilize it, you get a better crop. You don't have to fertilize in the game, which means I don't have to be doing this, but sometimes spending a little extra time and money on something like this ends up benefiting you more in the long run because of the benefits that come from it. Come on, make the turn. There we go. So you have to kind of judge which one is best for you. Even cutting the grass like this, whenever you're going to do that, fertilizing it, making sure it goes through all the stages of fertilization, sometimes makes a huge difference in the amount of grass that you get. Makes it thicker, more lush in real life whenever it's properly fertilized. And so in the game it also reflects that same kind of effect on it. Makes it thicker, gives you more grass, things like that. And since I'm cutting this for growing and cutting it for money, I want to get the best results I can out of it. Excuse me. Or in other words, I want to get as much product to sell out of it. Sorry again about my throat. It bothers me sometimes. I wasn't having any problems with it until I started talking, so I hope it clears up some in a little bit. Drink me a little bit of water while this is running. I can find out what I did with my water. There it is. Got a little bottle of water here. Oh yeah. That does feel a whole lot better. Okay. Yeah, another benefit of having these fields, this large field here, separated into two separate crop fields and one grass field, is the grass will keep regrowing. So I can sit here and I can do my crops all that I want, and still have in between growth times of my crops grass that I can sell. So that's also a huge plus on this. Now I'm making this in here 2 paths wide because trying to get past all of that equipment over there whenever you're trying to make a turn is a bit burdensome. So having 2 passes here in width makes it easier to come out and turn around without this wide sprayer here hitting anything. I do really like this wide sprayer. There's a lot of overlap there. Okay, so now we swing around here and we switch this back over to going that way. Oop, going a bit too fast for that turn. Oop, wrong button. Oopsie. There we go. Alright, so this is pretty much it. We're just going to fertilize this field, and we're going to see what kind of equipment we can buy for mowing. and then start working on mowing the fields. So I'm going to adjust this a little bit. I want that work width to actually reflect the actual work width. Ooh. Why did it do that? Why did it jump so far? So apparently it will not allow me to adjust the work width. I thought it would. That's odd. So I guess I'm stuck with all this huge overlap it's doing. Well, no, it looks like it may have actually cleared it up. I know I centered it before. I adjusted the work width and the offset before. I don't know why it went back to how it was doing it. Yeah, I don't guess that's making any difference, raising and lowering that. Okay, so it's working right now. Well, imagine that. Yep, see those red dotted lines are now extended out past the ends of the sprayer, like they should be. That's cool. Now whenever I get down to the end and make my U-turn, there shouldn't be a huge gap of it over on the side like this here where it's already been sprayed. There'll be a slight bit of overlap, if any. I'm not seeing that actually make any difference now. Okay. So we're getting out to the end. And there we go. Doesn't miss a beat. Cool. There's a slight bit of overlap, but okay, again, it's all set. Is it? Let me try something. Cut it off. Cut it back on. No, doing that doesn't change it. Okay, so now we've got a slight bit of offset now. A little more than what I thought we were going to have, but it's okay. I'm just trying to eliminate a whole bunch of offsets so that it doesn't use up as much of the fertilizer. But it's okay, it's not too big of a deal. We still got it. Let me see, what turns the sprayer on and off with the keyboard? There we go, B. Cool, so I can do that here. See how this works. Try and use the keyboard and turn it on and off. The only thing is this cruise control. It's going to go up to 44. Let's crank that down. Don't mind it speeding up a little. I think 3 miles per hour it should be able to handle that whenever I cut the sprayer off. Okay. So we'll turn this around like this. We'll get ready to crank it around in a U-turn. Make the U-turn. Nice. Looks like that's not too fast. Nice. We got a good setup here, and now I can use my keyboard to turn this thing around. Don't have to hold the controller the whole time. I guess getting a little bit of experience with this keyboard actually did help the past few days. If you've watched my other Farming Simulator series or my Euro Truck Simulator 2 series, the last two videos for them, episodes 12 I think, or 11. What episode am I on? Oh, I did it again. I forgot which episode. Anyways, if you watch my last two episodes, last one episode of each of those, which are the last two episodes I uploaded, you'll notice that I was using the keyboard and mouse, which is horrible for me because of my situation. I have to be in a reclined position. I don't have a recliner, so I have to use a bed, a medical bed that reclines, and because of that I have to use the keyboard and mouse in an awkward position, which is why I have a trackball mouse. Trackball mouse is set to very low sensitivity, and the reason for that is if it's set to high sensitivity like I would play a game with, then trying to use a trackball mouse for normal mouse operations is really burdensome. It can really cause problems, so I set the overall sensitivity down low. So I then use a controller to play games and things like that. Well, the situation it creates is that whenever I am playing a game and I have to use my mouse, my sensitivity is not set appropriate for the game. So that can cause a few problems. But it's okay. Honestly, if I use keyboard and mouse, I would love to use the mouse for steering instead of needing the WASD keys. If I could use the mouse for steering, oh, that would be a huge improvement in my opinion. Just because with the mouse you can get a little bit more smoother movements and things like that. Kind of like how some space flight sims are using the mouse for the flight controls, like moving and things like that, turning. They control the pitch up and down, and either your yaw, which is left to right, flat turn, or they'll let you roll left to right. For the most part, it's usually the yaw that you control with that. But I like that because it'll give you some fine tuning. It's kind of like a step between a controller and a steering wheel, in my opinion, if you can do that. I tried a game years ago where you could use a mouse to steer left and right. I forget what it was, but it was a car, some kind of race car or something. I don't remember exactly, but I remember that it was really nice because you could use your mouse and just sit there and just slightly turn, like slide it from side to side. If you got a trackball mouse, you just slightly turn the wheel or the ball from side to side, and it gives you much finer adjustments and controls than what your typical like controller will do, and it's so much smoother than the buttons on your keyboard. So I'm hoping that somebody takes that into consideration and does something like that, because if they do, oh, that would be so much nicer for gaming in general. Well, it looks like we got one more pass, so I'm gonna finish up this one, and then the next pass might be two, I don't remember. I think I may have had to readjust this over some. I don't remember if I did or not. I think I did. So if I did, then that next pass over there, the one beside us, I have a feeling that it might actually be a bit wider than this, but I'm hoping it's just that one pass. But either way, after I finish that, we're going to go ahead and finish the video, and then I can work on speeding up time. But I hope that you do like the video. I'm planning on doing some more videos in the future of other series. It's just right now trying to get things sorted out with the new computer, trying to find some video editing software, and trying to work on trying to transfer everything over from my old computer to the new one, the things that I need, program, software, things like that. That's taken up a bit of time. I've also got a few mail-in rebates I have to fill out for the parts for my new computer, but I do hope to be able to get that up and running soon for making videos, especially since I can definitely have way better graphics than what I do on this one. It'll definitely improve the quality of my videos. And I again thank my brother for that. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to have that new computer. I really love it. It's an awesome PC. Haven't actually gotten to play on it too much. Oh, I did find out one other thing. I actually experimented with it some recently. It's with the NVIDIA GeForce graphics cards. Through the GeForce experience, I found out that I can actually let somebody else play a game that I have on my PC. So I'm planning on doing a challenge to some of my friends, see if they're willing to accept it, and maybe do some videos where I record them on my PC playing games using my setup, and if they're willing to do it, then see if they're willing to let me play some of the games on their PC. It's really cool because not only can you do these fun challenges, but it also lets somebody else try out a game before they buy it, and it eliminates buying something, realizing they don't like it, and then refunding it through Steam. The purchases will most likely be more permanent if they do that, because they know for sure whether or not they'll like it. And it also saves the person who hasn't bought the game yet a lot of money if they end up not liking the game, which is really cool. Now there's also ways of doing split screen, long distance co-op like that. I haven't tried it, but I'm hoping to be able to try it soon with either my brother or one of my friends, see if they'll be willing to try out Lego Star Wars or something like that. That video will not be uploaded to my channel because it does involve violence, even though it's Lego and it's not really much like graphic violence. Well, it's not graphic violence at all. It is violence, and that's something I don't put on my channel. So it can be appropriate for all ages, but I would like to do it and then let y'all know how it goes. Well, there we go. We have just finished it up. So we'll turn the GPS off. Let me see. I think I've got the fertilizer over here for this. Let's see, which one was it? Is this it? Yeah, there we go. Alright. Go ahead and fill up fertilizer before I shut it off. But I do thank you all for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like to know how you can further support my channel, I do have a Patreon page. I encourage you to go and check that out. I'm going to have the link in the description. But you can go and check that out, and if you do donate, you don't have to donate more than $1 per month at most, if you don't want to. $1 is the minimum that you can donate, but any help, any donations or anything like that would definitely be appreciated, because I have not even come close to being able to qualify for the new requirements for monetization, and you know, any little bit of income I can get will definitely help out with my channel, as well as helping me out with any other expenses that I might have. So thank you again for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye bye.